2015 Relay for Life Telethon on M6, your hometown station.
Hello and welcome back to the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon here on M6, your hometown station. There is still plenty to do for the entire family, and remember, if you can't make it down, to be sure to call the number at the bottom of your screen. Now let's head over to Brady and Brittany.
Thanks, Kara. I'm joined here with Spencer Parker, a student council officer here at MHS. Now, Spencer, I heard you helped put on the Marysville Talent Show this year. Now, how was the money raised and how does that benefit Relay for Life?
Well, we raised it by having each act pay a fee to try out, and we had every student attend to actually pay a fee to actually go to the talent show. So after all the money was collected, we donated here.
All right, so how much money did you donate?
With everything all together, we raised $1,053.
Well, thank you. That is a very generous donation from you, Spencer. Now, Brittany, you have some pledges for us?
I do. We have a donation of $50 from Mr. and Mrs. Ken Mattis. And we have a donation of $25 from Caroline Biscarner. Thank you for all your donations. Back to you, Kara.
Thanks, Brittany, and thanks to everybody who's donated or made it down here. Now let's head down to the Commons.
Thanks, Kara. And now we are downstairs, and we're reporting live with all the action downstairs. And I have Mrs. Lernberg for the Mom to Mom sale. So, Mrs. Lernberg, will you tell us what is the Mom to Mom sale going on here?
The Mom to Mom sale is basically an indoor garage sale for the moms around the community.
Okay, and what exactly do you expect to see here? What are some of the items do you see it selling?
A lot of the items are clothes that kids have grown out of, and there's also a lot of toys and baby items and games and things like that for kids.
It's wonderful that the moms can help out other moms in the community. Yeah. All right, now Jacob, what do you have?
I'm here with Justin Russell from NHS. So what kinds of games do you guys have?
We have a duck pond where kids have to pick ducks out of the water. We have a dart toss, and then we have a spinning wheel.
That sounds fun. So what are the prizes you guys have, and how are the kids enjoying them?
Oh, the kids love the prizes. We have bouncy balls, we have stickers, and then we have spinning flyers.
Sounds like a good time. Back to you, Kara.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for everybody who's made it down so far. Now let's head to the tote board. Our previous total was $10,393, and our current total is $11,180. Thanks to everyone who has made it possible. Now let's go into a wonderful song from Mr. Paul Shunk.
Thanks for watching the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon on M6, your hometown station.
We were born before the wind, and also younger than the sun. Everybody in the boat was one as we sailed into the misty. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirits fly into the misty. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul. Just like way back in the days of old. Yeah, magnificent we will flow into the misty. we'll be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I've got to hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul. Just like we're back in the days of old. And together we will float into the mystic. Come on, girl.
Thanks for joining us today for the Relay for Life Telethon. Joining me now is Kelly DiNardo from McLaren Port Huron's Look Good, Feel Better program. Start. How you doing today?
Great, how are you?
So could you please tell us a little bit more about your program?
Sure. We have a Look Good, Feel Better program once a month at McLaren Port Huron. We alternate afternoons with evening programs. So it's a night for women to come out. We actually have afternoons. We added afternoons this year. So it's a program for women to come out that are currently undergoing cancer treatment to learn more about their skin and appearance changes that can happen during chemotherapy or treatment. And they get a little bit of makeover magic that kind of helps them look good and then feel better.
That's great. So how long has the program been active and where do you meet at?
Well, actually, the American Cancer Society started the program back in 1987. A physician had noticed that one of his patients wasn't doing very well, and so he ordered a makeover for her. She wouldn't leave her room, and so he thought, we need to do something to make this lady feel better. So a group of trained cosmetologists came in and did a little makeover magic for her, and she was feeling better and up and about, and that's kind of how the whole program started. So we just celebrated American Cancer. This is our 26th year of Look Good, Feel Better, and we've had it at McLaren Port Huron for about 15 years or so.
That's awesome. That's a really great program to, you know, kind of get that, like, make them feel better about themselves.
Exactly.
So how many patients would you say participate each year?
You know, it varies. We usually get between about 30 women maybe a year that come out. And then we also meet with women one-on-one that may not be feeling well enough to come during a scheduled time. And we're very fortunate at McLaren Port Huron that we have people out in the community that help sponsor our foundation, that we're able to supply women with free wigs as well.
Wow.
So women might not want to come for the makeup piece, but maybe want to come for a wig. And usually after they come in and meet with me, we can talk them into coming to one of the programs as well, because it really is, it's almost a sisterhood that you notice when the women get together.
Yeah, and that's great that you make it very flexible so that you can work around the patient's needs and like when they can meet with you.
Exactly, because they usually aren't feeling very well during that
Exactly.
treatment.
So how is your program funded?
Well, it's the Look Good, Feel Better part is free. So it's American Cancer Society program. So we are a host location. And so all the extra things that we're able to give, like the wigs, and we have wig care kits, so they can, they get a little sample shampoo. They get a hairbrush. We have tons of different hats for them to choose from. We purchase those items through our Donna Neester Fund, through our foundation, so that women can get things, free of charge, because they have a lot of other things on their mind. They don't need to be paying for those things too.
And that's they always say about how expensive it is, and it's good to know that they have this program there that is free for them.
Exactly. Yeah, we want every woman, in the county to come out to the program. So it just makes them feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So do you have any financial partners from the cosmetic industry?
Yes, that's the cosmetic industry actually provides the American Cancer Society with the makeup kits.
Wow.
They call it brand neutral kits. There can be Clinique in there. There can be Avon, Mary Kay. There's all different things in there. So the cosmetic industry donates all the makeup to American Cancer. They get the kits and then they ship them right to us. So I always have enough on hand. So when the women sign up, that we have a kit for every woman attending.
That's great. And so can you kind of like work around if somebody has like sensitive skin issues, excuse me?
Yep, usually all the products that they get are like hypoallergenic because they know that women's skin is a little bit more sensitive. You know, the cosmetologists that we have, we're very fortunate. We have 3 great cosmetologists that volunteer their time. You know, they're trained through ACS, and it's not just about the makeup. I mean, that's the fun part, the makeup. But they also talk about skincare because, you know, during treatment, their skin might be more sensitive. They can have issues. So they talk about, you know, being good to your skin, you know, wearing sunscreen. So I have never heard of anybody having any issues with the products. So they're usually safe and, you know, not all the perfumes and additives and those things in them.
That's great. So you were talking a little bit about that it's not just makeup. So do you accept donations of scarves and other items?
We do. We no longer can accept wigs just because most of the wigs are synthetic and they, you know, to properly sterilize them, you would have to, you know, boil them and then it would ruin the wig. So unfortunately we can't take wigs, but we do, I have a bin of scarves and hats, so any gently used items. We're very fortunate, there's a lot of women in the community that maybe get together to knit. They've donated like sleep hats for us, so usually when the women leave, they have an armful of things that they take with them.
So if somebody would like to donate something, where could they donate that at?
I would recommend the Women's Wellness Place. So at McLaren Port Huron, near the south entrance is our Women's Wellness. They have staff there that's able to take donations, and then they make sure that they get them to me.
Great. So how many hairstylists and makeup specialists are involved?
Well, it depends, but we sometimes we have so many volunteers at our program, we're almost one-on-one. So there's always myself or our other nurse are there to kind of lead the program, get it started. We always have a trained cosmetologist. Sometimes another one will come, so we might have a couple. And then we have volunteers that just help sit with the women too, because you know, it's nice to have somebody there just to kind of be by you and help you out and to navigate through all the different kinds of products that they get.
And I think it's great that all of these people volunteer their time to be there.
Exactly.
Like, it shows what a great community we have here.
Yeah, and our volunteers have been with us for years, so it just shows how dedicated they are. And most of them, you know, we have a couple cancer survivors that come back, so they're able to tell their story, share some tips, you know, scarves or things that worked for them during their treatment. And then we have some volunteers that are just very passionate. You know, their lives have been touched with cancer, or a loved one, a close friend, and that's, you know, they feel this is how they give back. You know, so the women always, they may be apprehensive, you know, when they come, they're not sure what to expect. I had one woman who said she waited in the parking lot to see, you know, who's coming in before she made her way in. And by the end of the night, you know, we were laughing and, you know, it really is, it's a magical program almost.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
I feel fortunate to be part of it, really, because these women just, they're so appreciative. They learn something, you know, they, you know, learn how to feel better about themselves during their treatment. So it really is great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear about. So if others would like to become involved, how could they get more info?
I would suggest that they look, you know, look into American Cancer Society. There's all different kinds of volunteer opportunities for them. You know, if they're a cosmetologist or a hairdresser that wants to volunteer for programs like that, they can sign up and get trained so that, you know, they know all about the program. You know, there's other ways that you can volunteer through American Cancer, whether it's, you know, providing transportation to someone that needs a ride to a doctor's appointment, or and if you're a previous cancer survivor, there's a Reach to Recovery program where you can be connected to another woman, you know, facing a similar diagnosis, and kind of be their coach to give them tips and ideas, you know, through their treatment.
That's great that they kind of, the American Cancer Society, excuse me, that they kind of help connect all these people with each other.
Exactly, it's a great program.
Yeah,
I mean, they provide tons of information for us. We partner with them, you know, through a lot of different projects, but they have a lot of educational materials that are available free of charge that we are able to pass along to people. They have this great personal health manager that can be tailored specific to the type of cancer that they have, and it's kind of a notebook for the women to, or for anyone, it doesn't have to be a woman, it could be anyone with a cancer diagnosis, to keep track of their lab results and questions to ask their doctor. You know, that's one thing that I highly recommend to women that come to our program, you know, to get one of those. They're free, and it's a great way to learn more. I mean, that's really, we want women to be informed so they can make educated decisions and really be a partner in their care.
Wow, and I think one of the great things is that you guys have really thought of everything.
Yeah, we try, and we're always looking for suggestions
Exactly.
too. The wig care kits was something new. We had a donor that was really looking for a project. He wanted to donate specifically to our Look Good, Feel Better program, and we're thinking, boy, these women come and we give them a wig, and then we're sending them right out to buy things to take care of it because should use synthetic safe items. So I'm like, it was just a perfect match that we were able to
awesome.
buy those with his donation and then give them to the women right when they're there. So so they don't have to go out and shop. So
definitely. So have ladies come back to share their stories?
Often we don't. Unfortunately, we don't hear too many. I do every once in a while hear someone. It's always, of course, when people are recommended to our program, that means a lot to us. There's always, good stories and kind of some sad stories too. Last year, we were very fortunate to have a young woman come to our cancer to Look and Feel Better program, and she had said it was the first time in her treatment where when she looked in the mirror, she didn't see cancer looking back at her. And unfortunately, she passed just a few weeks after our Look and Feel Better program, and her aunt took the time to write to us and tell us how much that meant to her and send us pictures of her. So, it's stories like that. That's why we do it. It's
exactly.
Just, it's good to be a part of them and of their treatment and making them feel better.
Yeah, and that's definitely very powerful to experience, I feel.
Exactly.
So are there any success stories you would like to share with us?
I'm fortunate that I get to facilitate our cancer support group for women. So I may have a woman that comes to a Look and Feel Better program, and I tell her about the cancer support group. So then she comes back, and I see her there. And I think it's always successful when I see the women take off their wig, when their new hair is growing in. And I think that's just, it's just amazing, that I can be, maybe the one that gave them their wig and then be there when they take it off. So
one of those very warm feelings.
Yeah, exactly. So I think everyone that comes to Look and Feel Better, usually our comments on our surveys are always very positive. So I think every story that we see is a good story that comes in.
Well, it sounds like you're doing some great work. So thanks for sharing all this information with us about this important program. So thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now let's get back to the telethon.
The first symptoms I noticed was one, irregular bowel movement, and because of reading about symptoms like that on the walls of the doctor's offices, I had a colonoscopy and they found that I had colon cancer 14 years ago now. And then a couple years ago I noticed that I had a spot on my arm that was growing in size and changing color, so I went to a dermatologist and they determined that that was cancer as well, and was able to remove it, and I'm okay. Well, the diagnosis that both doctors shared with me was the fact that the cancer was there, and with the colon cancer, evidently it's more serious than we thought it was at first. With the skin cancer, again, it was a little worse than at first they thought. But I was able to get two good doctors, and I'm okay. The first initial reaction to the colon cancer was fright. The idea, of course, people dying from cancer, period. But the surgeon told me that he was getting me in as quick as he could and getting as much of it, of course. And the skin cancer doctor, I wasn't too frightened with that because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. With the treatment of the colon cancer after the surgery, and I had the surgery in October, from January to June, I had chemo treatment, and February and March, during that same time period, I had radiation. on the colon area. With the skin cancer, after it was removed, I just treated it with rubbing Vaseline on top of the scar and covering it with tape. I was lucky compared to some other people. No side effects from the colon cancer treatment or the treatment from the skin cancer. So as I say, I was very lucky compared to what other people had to go through. The time frame from symptoms to the treatments, the first symptoms were around August of 2001. I was operated, as I said, in October of 2001. Treatment started in January of 2002 and ended in June of 2002. With the skin cancer, the diagnosis was made, oh gosh, I can't remember the time period now, but within about 2 weeks after the diagnosis was made, I went in and had the cancer cut out. Who helped support me? My wife gave me a great deal of support, of course. I've been very lucky to have her. All my friends, Mr. Smith, your instructor, supported me. The American Cancer Society, the school was fantastic in support. I couldn't ask for better help from friends, neighbors, the church that I go to, at that time the girls' volleyball team. I could sit here all day basically, but you don't have the time. The outlook that the doctors have given me, well, as I said, I believe earlier, I've been 14 years now with the colon cancer, so I'm basically free of that. And with the skin cancer, everything looks great with that as well. So knock on wood or whatever, I don't think I would have, I hope I don't have to go through anything like this again. You feel that you have common bonds with anybody who goes through any cancer because one, you have that relationship with that foreign object in your body that's being removed. You have the sympathy, you know basically what they are going through, and all you can do is just try to support them the best you can and hope, beyond all hope, that they're as lucky as you are in the fact that they have gotten all of it and that they don't have to worry about it the rest of their lives. The advice that I would give to anyone, even somebody who doesn't even think they have cancer, is to go to your doctor's office and get the checkups. Men, colonoscopies, girls, your mammograms for your breast, because I've had relatives who have died of breast cancer not realizing what is happening with their bodies. So go to the doctors, get regular examinations, look at your skin with the way the sun is. Any blotch that doesn't look right, go to a dermatologist or your regular doctor and have them check it out. But for God's sakes, if you want to stay alive and don't risk getting this dreadful disease, get your examinations, physical and otherwise.
Relay is something that is very special to me. I grew up across the street from my grandmother when I was a little girl, and she ended up dying of cancer when I was 4, and I basically grew up helping to take care of her. And I know that people in the future are going to get to spend more time with their grandmothers because of Relay and the awesome work that they do and the research that can be done from the money that they raise. In addition to that, more recently, I lost a cousin to cancer this past fall, and I know for a fact that we got more time with her because of the money that was raised and because of the efforts of people all over the school and all over the country towards this wonderful cause. So Relay is something that's very special to me, and I really appreciate all of the hard work that our students and staff and community do.
I hope you're enjoying the Marysville High School's annual Relay for Life Telethon. Joining me now is Mrs. Julie Stevenson, a physical therapist that assists patients with their recovery. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Now, how does your role as a physical therapist generally allow you to interact with cancer patients and their family?
It's not much different than any other patient. Basically, we help them manage their pain and regain or maintain their functional ability and mobility to give them the best quality life that they can have.
All right, so how long have you been doing this? And for doing it, what's the most rewarding part you find in the job?
I've been a PT for about 8 years now, and the reward is helping people, whether it's reducing their pain, helping them get up and down easier, get back to sport, doing the things they enjoy, just improving their quality of life.
Now, is there a typical type of cancer that you deal with more often? And do you do this at home, or do they have to come into a facility, or how does that process work?
I work at the McLaren Outpatient Physical Therapy in Marysville, so patients come to me. I also fill in on the weekends sometimes at the hospital, so I might see some patients on the oncology floor once in a while there as well.
All right, now what specific things do cancer patients have to do? Is there certain things that they do that, just a normal injury wouldn't do, or is the physical therapy process very similar?
Yes and no. Pain is usually a factor with cancer, so pain management is an issue as well as most other patients that come to me, and usually helping them get through their day-to-day activities easier is a big part of working with cancer patients.
Now, do you find with that pain, do you find it's more difficult or just presents different challenges than working with other people with diseases or illnesses?
It can be more limited because some modalities we use for other patients can't be used with cancer patients because you don't want to promote healing, you don't want to promote cell growth. Because that's what cancer is doing, is the multiplication of cells. So we can't use modalities like ultrasound, electric stimulation, things like that. A lot of soft tissue mobilization can be used, massage, and that's helpful for their pain.
Now, do you work with the family so that they can, try to do this at home too, along with coming into McLaren and doing the therapy there?
Yes, there's a lot of work with the family, people that live in the home. We teach them how they can help stretch the patient or do exercises with the patient, sometimes change the environment of the home so they can get around easier if they need some different adaptations in the home. We work with them with that.
All right, now how would someone who has a problem go from going to the hospital, going to their doctor, to getting referred to you? How would that process, what would that entail?
Usually just with their oncologist, they have a discussion there at their appointments, and they might say they're very tired or they're very weak or they're having a lot of back pain, and then their doctor will refer them to physical therapy. They just give us a call and we do an evaluation on their first visit, and then we start the plan of care the next visit.
You work with a lot of people, obviously, and you help them rehabilitate. And you keep in contact with your patients once they leave? Do you follow up with their care after they've released, or does that task move on to someone else in the process?
Our goal in the outpatient setting is basically we teach them a home program that they can continue on at home, so they don't have to come back to us. So unless their abilities change where they might need to start over again, sometimes if they're going through treatment and then they come to me and they get better, and then sometimes months later they have to go through treatment again and they've regressed and then they come back. But our goal is not to see them again, because they can continue on their own at home.
You know, going through that's obviously a very tough time, not only on the body but on the mind. And you find that that plays a role in their recovery?
Sure. Most of my patients are very driven to get better. They've been through a lot. They've gone through horrible treatments, and they just want to get better. And it's great to see that motivation and them work so hard. Sometimes you have to hold them back because they want to do too much, and then they won't do well. But usually their motivation is pretty inspiring.
It's kind of amazing what the human spirit can do.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have any advice for our viewers before we head back to the relay?
Just that physical therapy is an option. A lot of doctors might not think to prescribe it, and we have to get that prescription from the doctor. So if they are having pain or difficulty and it's getting worse, then they could come to a physical therapist and help their quality of life.
Well, thanks for coming in and sharing all this information with us. I really learned a lot. Now, we'd love to see you down here at Marysville High School. We have a lot of great events, but if you don't, I would love for you to continue watching here on M6, your hometown station.
Thanks for watching the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon on M6, your hometown station.
Hi, and welcome back to the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon here on M6, your hometown station. There's still plenty of time to get down here, and remember, if you can't make it down, to be sure to call the number at the bottom of your screen to donate a pledge. Now let's head over to Brady and Brittany.
Thanks, Kira. I'm joined here with Lauren, and she's part of the Princess Tea Party. Now, what exactly is the Princess Tea Party?
It's where a bunch of students and teachers volunteer to dress up as princesses, and other characters. Like I'm Peter Pan.
I see that.
And
Does it cost anything for the children to participate in this event?
it costs $15 for the whole hair and makeup, or just hair, not makeup, my bad, and tea. And you also get pictures, and just $5 for just the tea.
Well, that sounds wonderful. It's a great thing you're doing. Now, Brittany, you have some more donations for us.
I do. I have a donation of $100 from Eileen and Kirk Smith in memory of the Smiths, the Stevens, and the Pavlo members. I have a $5 donation from Dave and Lynn Hulk. A $15 donation from Andrew and Wesley Catoni. And a $21 donation from Cindy Colby. Thank you all for your help. Back to you, Kara.
Thanks, Brittany, and thanks for everybody who helped participating in our Princess Tea Party. I know it sure sounds like a lot of fun. Now let's head down to the Commons.
Thanks, Kara. As you know, we've had a lot going on throughout the high school today and downstairs, and in all the commotion, we got the chance to get one of our very own M6 students. So, Tommy, will you tell us exactly what your role was today for the Com Arts?
My role today has not been very specific. I've just been like a glorified errand boy. I just kind of run around and do whatever needs to be done to help out around the school.
All right, that's good. That's good. Doing all the work. And are you enjoying yourself today?
Yeah, it's awesome to spend time with my friends and then do something great for a lot of different people across the nation.
It is a lot of fun, and it is a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. And so what do you have for us, Jacob?
I have Trayton Bostic here with the robotics team. So what role does the robotics team play in the relay?
Thanks. We have a setup in the back where kids can pay $1 to drive our robots. And we're also trying to promote our team, get some more people, and promote the...
It sounds fun. So what exactly do your robots do?
This year we had a game called Recycle Rush. We have to pick up recycling containers. We call them totes. And we also we stack them. We also put recycling containers, which are kind of like trash cans. We put those on top. And so that's basically what we have to do. Our robot has 2 arms that can kind of close so they pick up stuff.
Well, it sounds like it's been a fun day. Back to you, Kara.
Thanks, guys, and thanks to everybody who helped make today possible. Now let's head to our tote board. Our previous total was $11,180, and our current total is $11,900. Thank you to everyone who's helped out by coming down or donating. Now let's go into a wonderful talent show segment.
Welcome to the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon on M6, your hometown station.
I really enjoyed doing the talent show because I like to perform. This is my first time doing it, so I was a little bit nervous when they said that I was going to do it, but you know, you get over it. I was talking to my friend and I was telling him how I was thinking about doing the talent show, and he asked if he could do it with me, and I said okay, so we decided to do Skinny Love together. And then I went with Varsity Singers and we did Bright Lights Bigger City from Pitch Perfect. I think it's really cool that the proceeds from the talent show go to Relay for Life. It's a really good cause.
You're enjoying our telethon today. Joining us now is Miss Donna Miller, a volunteer from the American Cancer Society. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So what is your role with the American Cancer Society?
Well, currently I am on the committee, which I help plan the event for the greater Port Huron area, and we hold ours at the Birchwood Mall outdoors, and so it's a little bit of planning and everything. I've been involved in it for several years, and being a vice chair, a chairperson, and you do those each for 2 years at a time. So this year I'm just glad to be a part of the Planning Commission.
It sounds really cool. Is it a lot of commitment?
It is a lot of commitment. We talk to a lot of people, try to get a lot of volunteers, of course, to help us, which I'm just a volunteer myself. So we try to get a lot of volunteers to come in, and but it's a fun group of people to work with that I volunteer with, and it's been a great time.
So let's talk about the American Cancer Society itself. Can you talk about the 80% by 2018 campaign?
Yes, absolutely, which that's what we're kind of focusing on this year. Colorectal cancer is one of the second leading cause of death in Americans, and it is one of the ones that could be the most preventable. So that's what we want to concentrate on this year too.
Can you tell us why that kind of prevention is so important?
Well, because it is one of the leading cause of death in the United States, and it's a simple test that can be done to prevent it. So we are trying to get more than 80%, but to get tested for it when they should be tested for it. It's a very easy test. It's a test that most people do not like to do, but it is the easiest way to detect this cancer.
So why do you think people are so hesitant to go get tested?
Well, it is a test where you have to set up to make an appointment. It's usually done in a hospital setting. It's not the most pleasant, screening test for your preparation before the big day, but it is one that definitely everybody over the age of 50 should have done as soon as they turn age 50.
The American Cancer Society highlighted 5 ways they can increase the screenings. Can you talk about those?
Yes, I guess through neighborhood organizations, people to talk more about that, and just to kind of get everybody involved in the communication of this type of cancer.
And why do you think that's so helpful?
I guess people are just probably not aware that this is one of the leading causes of deaths in the cancer area, and like I keep saying, it's just one of the ones most preventable if they do get this test.
So how can research help with this?
Well, research could definitely help us by more accurate information that we can get from each individual that comes in and gets tested, what their styles are, why they might have this type of cancer. So the research is what we go off of and use it on a daily basis to help individuals of the future.
And have you done anything specifically local to promote it?
Well, with this here we are, and certainly in all our meetings that we bring it to attention for all our team captains and their guests, and it will also be touched at our relay event as well.
Do you have a list of spokespeople that go out into the community?
We have our physicians that certainly are involved, and our local physicians are certainly involved in our Greater Port Huron Relay for Life. So they do talk at many of our events as well. Our annual kickoff in February, we talk about it to hundreds of people that showed up for that event. And then also here today, hopefully people will view this. And then at our big event, which is in May, May 19th, and I hope everybody will come out to that as well. So
it sounds like those conversations are really important to have. Are there any other ways you're educating the community?
We certainly educate them, or try to educate them, by calling our 1-800 number. And also we have cancer.org that they can certainly visit our website. Many groups on our Facebook page. Every community has a Facebook page as well. So we're definitely trying to get the word out there about cancer prevention for sure.
That's great. I know that you're focusing specifically on colon cancer this year. Are other American Cancer Society groups across the nation also focusing on it?
Yes. Yep, we're all trying, because it is the 80%, and it's one that can be the most prevented. And it's just so important to get the word out this year that is the easiest way, is to get your test done. And not just this test for the colon cancer, but every test when your doctor suggested, or you get your insurance cards in the mail that suggest this is the year you should have that done. Don't put it off, and definitely get them done.
The American Cancer Society is really doing some great work. Your slogan is the official sponsor of birthdays. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I myself have several family members that are still alive and able to celebrate birthdays. And so we would rather have them be with us to celebrate with them. We honor them, of course, the ones who have passed on their birthdays, but we would rather them be here and certainly celebrate more birthdays with every American citizen.
Of course. Can we touch on the financial aspect of cancer for a second? I know that it's very costly. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it is the cost of cancer just in the U.S. alone is over $216 billion per year. And $86 billion directly comes from medical cost, and $1.30 billion is indirect costs. So it is certainly a huge medical expense for us citizens in the United States. So,
the American Cancer Society talks about finishing the fight. Can you touch on those 4 areas?
Well, by discovering new ways to prevent cancer, of course, and to find it early, spreading the word, setting early detection and prevention guidelines, and of course, as I can't stress enough, promoting cancer screenings.
That's great. Today, a lot of it for us is fundraising for cancer. Can you talk about how even a small donation can impact the fight?
Even just $20 can make it helps put out information and support. $50 donation can give 4 rides to a chemo treatment for our area patients. $100 can help 4 women facing breast cancer. So any dollar amount adding up, of course, will help us in any direction.
That's so great. Recently, social networking's begun to play a bigger part in our lives. How has the American Cancer Society used those tools to help them?
Well, of course, Facebook is a hit. Every local community has a Facebook page set up for our area. Ours is the Greater Relay for Life of Greater Port Huron. We have still the good old landline phone number, the American Cancer Society 1-800 number, and we also have our website, cancer.org. But our 1-800 number has 24-hour people standing by to answer anybody's questions, whether you've been diagnosed or if you have questions about a family member. They'll send you out lots of information. But our Facebook page, you can talk to local people and find out what is happening in the local areas as well.
It's so helpful to create a network like that. That sounds really great, and it's certainly a worthwhile cause. Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Miller. And now back to the relay on M6, your hometown station.
Cancer is the growth of abnormal cells that can bunch together and cause tumors. Today, we are shedding some light on cancer awareness throughout the year. January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. February is Gallbladder and Bile Duct Cancer Awareness Month. March is Colon, Rectal, Kidney, and Multiple Myeloma Cancer Awareness Month. April is Testicular, Esophageal, and Head and Neck Cancer Awareness Month. May is Brain and Skin Cancer Awareness Month. June is National Cancer Survivor Month. July is Sarcoma and Bladder Cancer Awareness Month. September is Childhood, Gynecological, Leukemia, Lymphoma, Ovarian, Prostate, and Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. October is Breast and Liver Cancer Awareness Month. November is Pancreatic, Lung, Stomach, Carcinoid Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Caregiver Month. Make sure you schedule your next checkup today. Early detection is key. Now back to the telethon.
Relay for Life is important for me because 2 of my very good friends, Ryan Leto and Addison Grulax, were both diagnosed with 2 different types of cancer, and I know Relay for Life has helped them in lots of positive ways.
Welcome back with our guest, Ms. Sharon Wilton from the American Cancer Society. We were talking this morning about activities and services the Cancer Society provides. Now we'll focus on the relay at the Birchwood Ball. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Can you remind us the dates of the relay at the mall?
Absolutely. Saturday, May 16th to Sunday, May 17th.
With all the events being planned at the relay, how many
committees and volunteers are needed?
Oh my gosh, we need a lot of volunteers. We have a committee that works year-round to help us plan our event, and we have about 24 people that help us do that. And then our team captains and volunteers get involved usually in the fall before relay. And currently we have 46 teams and over 300 participants signed up.
I understand there are some special events that the relay can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Sure. We start with the opening ceremony, which we kind of celebrate the event and get things kicked off. And then about midday, we celebrate our survivors with a special lap. And also we have lunch for them as well and a caregiver. In the afternoon, we have a silent auction, which is absolutely awesome. Lots of things, lots of great things that the teams bring and donate. And then in the evening, we have a luminaria ceremony. And that's probably the most popular ceremony of our event. So when it's dark, we have luminaria bags that line the track. And they're decorated with names of people that have maybe not survived or who are still with us, and then the hope that we can cure cancer.
I've seen those Illuminati bags before. They're really pretty.
It's really nice. It's a nice event, very moving, very healing, and a lot of people come to that.
How does the teams get formed, and can you give some special local teams participating this year off the top of your head?
Yeah, we have a lot of great teams, especially Marysville High School. That's always my top fundraising team. You guys do an awesome job, and we appreciate that. We have teams from both hospitals. We have friends and family teams. A lot of businesses form teams, and they get started by signing up on our website, and then they fundraise throughout the event season.
Does each team have a theme for their campsites?
Yes, they do. This year, our theme for the entire event is music, and so the teams pick a certain theme, such as maybe Disney music or Elvis or something like that, and decorate their campsite that way. So it's a lot of fun.
Do they play the music too with
Some
at
will,
their campsites?
sure. Yes, they will.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Everyone walking around, all different music.
Yeah, yep.
Do they sell items at the relay?
Yeah, each team sells something different. Some sell food. Some of our teams sell lap beads. So you buy the lanyard, and then each time you make a lap around the track, you pick up a bead. And so that's kind of popular. We have one team that has a game for kids, and they give away stuffed animals, hundreds of stuffed animals. So there's lots of activities and things for sale that day. Anyone's welcome to join us that day.
What other items are for sale at the relay?
Some teams create a t-shirt. And they sell that. Now our teams that are fundraising individually, when someone raises $100, they get our event shirt, but some teams make their own t-shirt. We have photo booths sometimes, so there's lots of things.
How do you get music and the other acts for the entire 24 hours?
That's pretty tough. We try to keep the schedule full because we want everyone to stay awake and be active. So we have some bands and musicians that help us every year, and they look forward to coming back and helping us. So we set up a schedule with different activities. We do have karaoke. We're going to have Zumba at 2 a.m. So that's a great way to keep awake in the middle of the night. So,
are there themed laps as the people are walking around?
Yes, yeah. Each hour has a theme, and so some of them this year are like Elvis or different types of music, 70s, that kind of thing.
And you said anybody can come out and walk?
Absolutely. You do not have to be a registered participant to join our event. We encourage people to come and just see what we're doing. We do ask that everyone check in and kind of let us know their name and things like that, but everyone's welcome.
Oh, good. Yeah. Where can people get more information about the relay?
Well, they can go to our website. It's www.relayforlife.org/Greater Port Huron, MI. That's sort of long. But if you just go to relayforlife.org and search our zip code, you can find it. So we have everything about our event on that website, or certainly they can contact me.
Thank you for stopping in today, and we wish you the best of luck with this year's relay.
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope you keep watching the Marysville High School Relay for Life Telethon.
This is our second year. We used to help with the Port Huron Hospital. My mother worked there as a nurse, and when she retired, we had trouble trying to find a team that we could fit in with. So we started our own. It's mostly friends and family. Well, because, let's see, my grandmother died of cancer. My grandfather died of cancer recently. My husband's aunt died of cancer, and they all had different forms of cancer. So we try and do what we can. We, as a team, do one large one, a scrapbook fundraiser, and then the members individually do their own thing. A lot of them to collect bottles and cans or sell candy bars or chips and different things like that. There's a Hope poster that a few members like to sell to squares. We set ours at 4,200 and I think we're at 4,000 right now.
Cancer is often a scary experience. At times, it can be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. However, with help of friends, family, and loved ones, we are able to overcome this fear. Hollywood has produced countless movies that convey this message, and here are a few inspirational stories for anyone to watch about overcoming cancer. 50/50 is a comedic retelling of a story about a man with a 50/50 chance of living. After having some problems with his back, Adam Lerner is told that he has a tumor in his back. As the story progresses, the audience will see how much the importance of friendship is when it comes to something as life-threatening as cancer. Icebound is about a physician who finds out that she has breast cancer while in the South Pole. With no medical facilities around and no way to leave, she makes contact with doctors and must treat herself as she also survives the frigid South. In the movie Dying Young, a young man finds out that he has leukemia. The story is focused on his relationship with his young caretaker and her love for him. The heart-wrenching tale presents the importance of being hopeful and having someone that cares for you the whole time through and will leave you feeling optimistic about the future. Remember, cancer isn't the end of the road, just a speed bump along the way.
From a blue water town, I got a blue water girl and we like to go down. Said I'm a blue water boy from a blue water town, I got a blue water girl and we like to go down to the water. Splash that blue water on me. Stand water, baby, set your soul. Out on that blue water. Oh, that's where I'll be, yeah, on the blue water. With my friends and my family. Stead water, baby, set your soul. What water.
Thanks for watching the 2015 Relay for Life Telethon on M6, your hometown station.